Hi everyone, my name is BB33 and you are listening to Buddhism Bits. This is our episode number 33 and it is on, part 2 of Life of Gautama Buddha or, the latest Buddha, Prince Siddhartha, who was born in India. Well, in the previous episode I've talked about, his life story since birth until the day he decided to cut his hair and, leave the palace and become a monk. Well, after that he tried to, find the right teachers who would provide him with the best advice onto how to escape from this cycle of suffering, cycle of rebirth, to escape, the suffering on, the death or the illness or even aging. So he went on to find his former teacher, the teacher when he was his teacher when he was a kid. He went to see his former teacher and then he asked to become their students once again. But, while staying there, he finished all the knowledge, he learned all the knowledge of his teacher within 7 days. And that is why, his teacher told him that, he could now be sort of their fellow teacher. But he felt that even though he has finished all, the knowledge of that teacher, he still has not escaped from this cycle of suffering. So he went on to another teacher and another teacher and another teacher. But still, even though he has finished countless schools of knowledge, he still felt that he has not reached his goal of, escaping the cycle of suffering. So he decided, one day that he must go on his own. And he practiced extreme self-torturing. For example, extreme fasting, or, extreme activities like walking for a very long time on fire, or, holding his fists so tightly that, his nails go through his skin and, across to another side of his hand. It is the extreme torturing that he has practiced. But still, after, some very long years, he still felt that this is not the right way for him to escape torturing, to escape, the suffering, the cycle of sufferings. And, at that moment, he felt that, even for, the fiddle or like a guitar, string should not be too tight or too loose. He has already undergone a very, tight training, or in a sense, a very extreme self-torturing. But still, he has not, attained, the enlightenment. And also, he was a prince before. He has experienced sort of like a loose string or extreme, enjoy in all the wealth or beauty, all the worldly wealth, worldly things. He has already experienced that. And he felt that that is also not the way to enlightenment. The way should therefore be in the middle between the two. And that is when he started to practice meditation. He practiced by, going into the middle to feel the middle way in the aspect that, he put his mind in the center of the body, the middle of the body, the center of the gravity of his body. And in another sense that, he felt relaxed but still conscious of his relaxation. And through meditation, he eventually attained the enlightenment. So the enlightenment is through the middle way meditation, but not the extreme, enjoyment in all the worldly things or the extreme self-torturing. And that is, he attained enlightenment, and then he sort of get the knowledge of how to escape from this cycle of suffering. And when he attained the enlightenment, in that moment, he then become the Lord Buddha, or essentially the great teacher for all his students, for all, Buddhists. And that's about it for this episode on Life of Gautama Buddha Part 2. If you were to have any additional questions, queries, comments, or suggested topics for me to talk about, feel free to reach me at BuddhismBits@gmail.com. It's BuddhismBits@gmail.com. Ehi pazzico, come and see you soon.